is. And we're going to spend a moment just connecting with our womb space, but beyond that, our deeper sense of creativity, where that power of creation comes from. So just taking, as always, a few moments to settle into the breath first. Hearing the breath in and out. And my sense is, if you are on these classes, you're very aware that in conscious pregnancy, moving towards conscious birth, that we are weaving a new way together. But in this, we are unraveling the threads of time that have left us separated from our past and future selves. And instead, we are learning how to come deeper into presence, into this incredible understanding that these children have a purpose beyond what we can understand, as the world is on a cusp and is moving through a new dimensional leap out of third and fourth dimensional and into a fifth dimensional resonance. And this brings with it so many waves of chaos, but that these children are choosing now as their time is so profound. And I have such deep respect for every mother bringing children in at this time. So spending a moment just giving thanks to yourself for being this vessel. But also knowing that we weave together and that we create magic together through the collective. As we move through this path of love. Gently taking your hand to your heart and placing your other palm over womb space. Taking a moment to give deep thanks to this brave child growing within you. Exploring that tender love, but also feeling within that a wildness, that untamed creative flow connected to cyclic rhythms. Rooted in love, wildness, kindness, tenderness, patience, and union. We are whole. Bringing palms together in Anjali Mudra at heart center. If an intention arises for you, spend a moment meditating on that intention. Perhaps today your practice is just with a clean or blank slate to see what arises through practice that is also perfect. Only settling into an intention if that is your truth. Hello, Maxon. How are you, Maxon? Inhale, reach your arms high. Lift your gaze to the sky. Exhale, let's work out the shoulders, spread the fingers and squeeze between the shoulder blades down and through. Let's do that. Lift 2 times. Inhale, lift the prayer, lift the gaze, finding connection to the heavens. And exhale, working out all the human stresses that we collect on a daily basis. Final time, inhale. And exhalation, bring it down and through. And gently coming onto all fours now. Find a neutral spine first. Let the breath move through the spine. Taking 3 deep breaths in neutral. Maybe close your eyes and really listen into the spine. Feel if there's anywhere that the movement of breath isn't reaching. Active cat and cow today. Tuck your toes under, push into the toe beds, pull into your hands, and inhale, flip your tail up as you pull into the palms, lift the gaze. It should feel stretchy. Flatten the feet, temple the palms, push into the finger pads, and slowly lift up through the spine and relax your head. And again, inhale, turn the toes under, pull into the palms, press into the toes as you lift the gaze. Then flat feet, mounded palms, round it out. Continue with that intentional movement a couple more times. I'm just going to close a blind here. The winter sun is much lower now. Love the change of seasons. Beautiful. So good. Coming to neutral spine once again. Take pause, really feeling into your body. Relax your shoulders, your head, without slumping between the shoulders, and feel. Slide your right palm further forward, extend your left leg back. 3 sweeps of the left arm and a big halo as you engage the outer rim of the left foot. And open through the chest. Flip it over to the right, do the same, extend and sweep that right arm around in a wide arc. Take your time today, really savoring each movement. Beautiful. Slowing everything down. Sometimes in pregnancy, everything feels like it wants to slow down. The world still carries on moving fast, fast, fast. And in our creative processes, sometimes we have to ignore the speed of the world and come deeply into our own rhythm. When we are creating, our rhythm goes through speeding up to slowing down. Savor that slow time today. Gently come back onto all fours. Extend your left leg back. Swing it in a quarter semicircle around to the right side, to the left side, sorry. Don't listen to me today, that's completely illogical. I don't know what kind of knots you would wind yourself into if you placed your left leg on the right side. Don't listen to me, Perry. Left leg out to the left side. Walk your palms forward a little bit more and then sink your chest, stretch between the shoulder blades and then gently lift up slightly. Push into the palms, press back through your seat, engage the inner left thigh and pulse the chest down and then lift. Pulse the chest down, engage muscles and one more pulsation, lift through the chest. And now pulse down, take 3 breaths in your melting heart. Keep the inseam of that left leg super strong and engaged. We're thinking about the seams of the body today. We really want to open into those seams through the slower flow practice. Walking your palms back now. Swing your right foot inward slightly. Sit over that right foot. Beautiful. Looks like this. Right foot in the inner left thigh. Mahamudra. Interlace your palms directly through the center. Inhale, lift the gaze. Taking the twists first. Exhale, left palm on the right knee. Turn and look over your right shoulder. Inhale, interlaced. Open the throat, look up. Exhale, twist. Chin comes down. Tucks to the chest. Inhale, interlace, look up. Exhale, twist. Hold 3 breaths into this twist. Chin down, gaze past the right shoulder. Keep the left leg engaged, the foot flexed strongly, the quadriceps engaged towards bone. Softly unravel. Turn your chest to face the left leg. Interlace your palms. Inhale, look up, open the throat. Exhale, right palm on top of the shin or toes, left palm follows. Tuck your chin, spread out between the shoulder blades, round deeply. Inhale, interlace your palms, lift the chin, open the throat. Exhale, right palm followed by the left, round, scoop the armpits up, chin strongly to chest. Final inhale, lift, open the throat. Mahamudra, reach for your left foot, right palm followed by the left. Tuck your chin strongly. We're now creating compression through the thyroid. Hold there. The thyroid is one of the master glands that regulates the pregnancy. Actually, it regulates hormonal cycles in women regardless of pregnancy. Full opening of the throat now. Interlace your palms, sweep the interlace up to the sky, spin your right palm down to the ground, lift your heart to the heavens, and open your throat strongly, washing out the thyroid with fresh juices. Gently sit down on your heels. Take a moment, close your eyes, relax your torso, but keep the spine long. And feel. Coming onto all fours, spin your palms around so that the fingers face the knees. Inhale, push your palms as though you're pressing towards your fingertips as you pull your chest forward, look up. Exhale, round strongly and lean back slightly, chin to chest. So these are mudras as well as kriyas. Kriyas purify, mudras bring our attention and focus inwards. And the mudras are in bringing the chin, vristi, into various positions to lock into the body and to release from the body. At the same time, it's a kriya because it purifies the thyroid. This time, as you round, bring your knees closer together, tuck your toes under, keep your palms connected to the earth and shift your weight back slightly, stretch out the wrists. Press off your finger pads, sit down on your heels, toes tucked under, interlace the palms, snake out the wrists, bring blood flow to the wrists. Noticing how the joint capsules feel around the wrists. If you're a writer, you need to do this often. If you've got children and you're carrying heavy toddlers, you need to do this often. Flip the interlace up to the sky. Stretch out, interlace your hands behind you, release your index fingers, squeeze between the shoulder blades, lift the gaze, and small rounded lift the arms. Inhale, radiate, open through the heart, lift the gaze. Exhale, round slightly, lift the arms up as high as you can. One more time, inhale. And exhale, round, lifting the arms. Come to neutral spine. I know that the feet could be feeling it by now. Unlock the feet by flipping them flat to the ground. Sit on the heels for a moment, relax your shoulders, close your eyes. Slow down and feel. Come back onto all fours. Extend your right leg back. Instead of swinging your arm around this way, this time we're going to trail the right fingertips from the top of the mat, down the line of the mat. Reach your right arm up, spread the fingers, stretch overhead, lifting the ribs into the C curve, and then change sides. Left leg long, trail the fingertips down the mat. Inhale, reach the arm up. Take it over and stretch through the armpit. Get the lymphatics into the stretch. Think about those very fine spidery veins all the way through your body, just beneath the surface of the skin that carries the lymphatics. And stretch into it. The lymphatics love that stretch, so find it to its maximum. Here we're slowing everything down. Complete with the left side swivel, left arm reaching up and over, take your time to arrive there. And then we're back on all fours. Extend your right leg back, swing your right leg around in a quarter semicircle. It's opposite the left foot. Walk your palms forward a little bit more. And inhale, lift the gaze, spread the seat bones, engage the inner right thigh. Exhale, pulse the chest down. Inhale, press into the palms, lift. Exhale, pulse your chest down. Engage all the tissues through the armpits, through the spine, and finally into the melting heart. As you pulse the chest down, keep the inseam of the right leg locked in and breathe into the stretch. So cats and dogs are quite clever because they know how to stretch their fascia with their muscle. They tense their whole body, reach into their extensions with the stretch, and then bring their spine and all the fascia and muscle into the stretch. That's called fascial stretching. Engagement, and then keeping the engagement as you move into your stretch. Walking your palms back, slide your hips over that left heel, left foot engages into the inner right thigh. Interlace your palms, chest between both knees. Inhale, lift the gaze, lift the interlace. Exhale, twist, tuck the chin, look over your left shoulder. Inhale, interlace, open the heart, open the throat. And exhale, tuck. Close the throat and twist. Inhale, lift. And just bringing to mind when we need to, and now hold the twist, closing the throat, when we need to keep our mouths shut, and when we need to truly open to our voice. There are appropriate times for both. And when we use discernment, we find that it's easier to navigate with surety and authority. And we need both of those when we go. Gently unravel. Interlace your palms, face the right leg, flex the foot strongly, lift the gaze, open the throat. Exhale, left palm followed by the right. Round the spine, lift the armpits, tuck the chin strongly. Inhale, interlace your palms, open the throat. And exhale, coming fluids through the throat area. Final inhale, lift. Exhale, left palm followed by the right, either to the toes or the shin, and then engage. Round out, keep the chin strongly tucking towards the chest. Hear the breath hiss through the throat. The spine rounds and mounds and pulls back between the spinal column. Interlace your palms, inhale, lift the interlace. Exhale, left palm to the ground behind you and find a full open line of the front body. Head tilts back. Feel into the fullness of the stretch. Gently settle down onto the heels. And pause, closing the eyes to feel. Coming onto all fours. Cat and cow, traditional. Just magnetize the palms and knees towards each other as you flip your tail up and lift your gaze. And then push firmly into your shins and your palms as you mount and relax your head. A couple more slow breaths. Really giving us the opportunity to listen inwards, to feel in our fullness, not skipping anything, noticing everything. And this time that you round, you can also tuck your toes under, and when you're ready, lift the knees, and you're in a downward facing dog. Forgot to say, but if you have your blocks close by, they'll be useful for the next shape if you have your blocks close by. Otherwise, just grabbing them. Sorry about that. Should have said, coming back into your downward facing dog once you have your blocks. One more deep, slow breath here. Feeling into the sturdiness of this dog. The beautiful oxygen transfer to the placenta when we are in a down dog, no pressure on the placenta. Place your left palm closer to your right, look up, and step your left foot down the line of the mat. And then reach for the blocks at the highest level on the inside of that left leg. Mount up high onto the ball of the right foot and engage the right leg strongly. Again, through this engagement, fascia will be invited into the stretch. Keep the arms sturdy and long, press firmly into the blocks and slowly, bringing pressure into the ball of the foot, slowly bring the hips down, keeping engagement in the right leg. Exhale, roll the right heel directly behind your toes, straighten your left leg and bow. Keep engaging. Lift up high onto the ball of the right foot, bend the left knee, slowly bring the hips down, peel the gaze up. And take it back, wide pyramid. Take your time, there's no rush. One more time, high up on the ball of the foot, bend the left knee, keep the right leg engaged, slowly bring the hips down. Lift your gaze. And finally, take it back into the wide pyramid. Work the Achilles on the right side by dropping the heel directly behind the toes. Flip your blocks down one level, stretch them forward, and breathe into this. Softly land your right knee to the ground. Flip the blocks up once again. And from here, Shift the weight of the hips back, straighten the right left leg, bow. Bring the hips forward, push into the blocks, slowly bring the hips down, engage into the inner flexors on the right hip, and then take it back. Straightening the left leg, bow. Pulse the hips down, lift your gaze. And one more time, stretching it back and down. Lift your gaze, press into your blocks, flex your left foot, slide the heel forward, then drop the blocks down one level, walk them forward, keep the strong flex of the left foot. Just a word here, spread your toes. Take your left finger, index finger, and push it between the little toe and your next toe, your pinky toe. Then press your pinky toe outward, rotate it outward. Push back through the creases of your hips, spread the ischial tuberosities, and keep the external rotation of that left foot, the toes rotating slightly to the left. Now reach for your blocks again and deepen into the stretch. You'll get a different sensation, you'll get a different feel for this. It's our tendency to want to not activate muscles and rather drop the foot inwards. Keep the external rotation. Kind of deepen into the outer left heel, relax your head. These stretches should be feeling really good in your body, Perry. Beautiful. Lift your gaze, walk the blocks back. Keep your hands on the blocks, but flip them up to the higher level again. Slide your left foot back, tuck your right toes under, spin your right foot to the mat, so that the foot is parallel to the short edge of your mat. Heel toe your left foot parallel and engage it to the arch of the right. Then place your block, highest level, outside your left foot. Keep the left knee bent. Take your hand underneath your left thigh, your right hand, and slide all the tissues, bringing them through and up into the inner thigh. As you do that, roll onto the outer rim of the right foot, engage through the right hip, and reach your right arm high to the sky. And you're in your side angle, Parsvakonasana. Push into your left foot. Inhale here. Exhale. Slowly start to bring your left knee towards straight. Inhale, bend the left. Exhale, press into your feet, traction them away from each other slightly and straighten your left leg. One more time, inhale, bend, push into the feet, straighten the left leg, hold. Trikonasana, straight left leg now. Beautiful. Reach for your other block with your right hand. Spin your heels outward slightly, toes just a little bit inwards. Flip the blocks down one level, optional. Now walk the blocks just below the level of your shoulders. Bend your knees, engage into the outer rims of the feet, fluff out your tail feathers. So bend your knees a little bit, fluff out your tail feathers. So stick your butt out, pull your chest up, inhale, exhale, pull like crazy into the blocks, engage the inner armpits and slowly pulse your legs back towards straight and bow. Inhale, bend the knees, pull the chest up, engage into the outer rims of the feet, keep the engagement, slowly against resistance, bring the legs back towards straight. This is fascia stretching, bow. One more time, inhale, bend the knees, keep engaged through the legs, lift your gaze, and on your exhale this time, pulse the legs back. You won't block out the knees, walk the blocks forward in a wide V shape. Keep that inner engagement of the thighs as well, but relax your neck completely and be there. Sometimes the legs tremble a bit when the fascia is engaged in a stretch. Very tempting if you're flexible to just lock out the knees and disengage the muscles. I'm asking you to keep the engagement, keep the quadriceps tight. Walk your hands back, your blocks back. Spin your heels inwards. Flip the blocks up to the highest level if they're not already there. Press into the blocks, feet rotated outward. Pull into the blocks, lift the chest. Exhale, slowly bring the hips down just below the knees. Inhale, lift. Exhale, pulse down. Engaged. Inhale, pulse upwards. Exhale, pulse down. It's a wide squat. Hold, flip the blocks down if you wish. Hold. Inner rims of the thighs working super hard. Hold. Beautiful. Lift the hips. Take your blocks to the front of the mat. Step back. Downward facing dog. Breathe deep. Slow the breath. If you need a child's pose, you'll take child's pose. Otherwise, rest and recover. Down dog. Place your right palm next to your left. Step your right foot where your right palm was. Flip the blocks up. I do not understand why my son bites these blocks and takes chunks out of them. His teeth marks are everywhere. And he's 12. Ira, he's 12. He's not 3. Honestly. Press firmly into the blocks. High up onto the ball of the left foot, bent right knee. Keep your arms engaged and braced. Embrace the muscles to the left side bones and slowly bring the hips down, lift your gaze. This is your inhale breath. Exhale, take the hips back, engage the left heel down and bow. 2 more of those pulsations, your own breath. Feel as though you're tractioning the feet slightly away from each other as you bring the hips down, but keeping engaged left leg. And take it back. Beautiful. This time we'll hold the wide pyramid. Feel the Achilles stretch down that left side and walk your blocks forward. Breathe into this. Feel as though you're trying to traction your feet slightly away from each other, but keep the inner thighs engaged. It's like a full body yawn. Walking your blocks back a little, bend the right knee, bring the left knee down. Flip the blocks up if they aren't at their highest level. And as you sink the hips lower, lift through the heart just a little. Exhale breath, take it back, stretch the right leg and fold. 2 more times. If you lift your gaze, you'll take it deeper into the hip flex of the adductor on the left side. Slow, intentional movements. And this time you can flex your right foot, slide the heel forward just a little bit more, flip the blocks down, walk them forward, and take that deep stretch. This time to engage the fascia, though, you want to magnetize the right heel and the left knee towards each other. And through that fascial engagement, take your breath. So you're squeezing knee and heel towards each other. Keep that strong flex. Remember, if your tendency is to drop the right big toe inwards, take your finger, slide it between your last 2 toes, and then rotate the toes outwards. This is going to give a new dimension into the stretch, and one that you might not always be used to, because habitual puntioning is sometimes get lazy into the abductor and just drop the foot inwards. Lovely, walk the blocks back. Rebend the right foot, flip the blocks upwards, tuck the left toes under and spin the foot. Check that your right heel is aligned with the left arch. Place your palm on your right block. And then take your left hand, wrap it underneath your right thigh, and then roll the tissues up and into the inner thigh bone. At the same time, roll the left hip open. Reach your left arm up to the sky. Press your feet as though you're tractioning them slightly away from each other without squidgling your toes, by the way. Your toes should be open, not much energy in the toes. Feel the ball of the foot and the heel make connection to the earth. Now, press firmly into the feet, inhale. Exhale, slowly bring the right leg towards straight. Remember that inward rotation of the tissues. Keep that engagement. Bend the knee, inhale. Exhale, push into the feet. Slowly bring the right leg towards straight. Final time, inhale, bend. Press firmly into the block, push into the feet. Straighten the right leg. Again, you might not be locking the knee out. It could be just before the knee locks, you find that sticking point of engagement through muscle and fascia. It's a little bit different than sometimes we practice, because when we disengage the muscles, we disengage the fascia, and then we just hang out in the joints. Beautiful. Rebend your right knee slightly, reach for your blocks, walk them around. Highest level, spin on your feet. This time, we're going to take it a little bit differently and rotate the toes out 30 degrees. Don't worry, the toes, ankle, patella, and hip are in alignment and agreement. Walk the blocks forward slightly, bend your knees, push into the balls of the feet, fluff out your tail feathers, pull into the blocks, pull the heart forward, and then press firmly into the feet, start to straighten the legs and bow. Again, you're not locking out the knees, pulse bottom down, push into the feet, and then bring the legs towards straight and bow. Pull into the blocks, lift the gaze, bend. This time, straighten the legs. Again, don't lock out the joints, please. Walk the block forward and hold. Feel as though you are finding that firm and full connection of feet to the earth. You might be feeling some weirdness in various tissues, particularly around the Achilles and calves. Walk your blocks back. Heel toe your feet a little bit closer together this time. Rotate the toes outwards. Flip the blocks up highest level, take them forward just a bit more. Inhale, engage into the feet. Exhale, slowly bring the hips down. Inhale, lift. Engage, push into the feet. Slowly start to bring the hips down below the knees. Inhale, lift. Push into the feet, engage, bring it down. Beautiful. And this time, reach for your ankles, push your elbows into the inner knees, press out, keep the engagement, hold. This is a deep pelvic floor muscle stretch. Breathe into it. Lift the hips. Place your palms to the front of the mat. Downward facing dog. Lift your gaze, slide your left shin forward, pigeon. Reach for the blocks again. Place the blocks second level up. Straighten your arms and push into your blocks and lift your hips. Get your shin positioned well, the left shin. Tuck your right toes under, hold, squeeze into the ball of the foot, engage up the line of the right leg, and then roll the heel back as you pulse the hip down, pushing into the blocks and engaging into the hips. Inhale, lift. Exhale, engage right leg, don't lose the engagement. Bring it down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, slowly bring it down. Pause there with the right leg still kind of hovering, the knees not touching the ground. Pause, pause. It's going to feel a little bit intense. And then relax the right thigh down. Take your right palm onto your flat block. Flip your right foot up, swing your left hand around and catch your left ankle if you can. Right hand stays on the block. Now, flex the right foot, pull away, lift through the chest. And then, against resistance, start to pull your right heel towards you, but resist the pull. Then resist the lengthening away, lift the heart slightly, it's a very small pulsation, and exhale, resist, and bring it towards you. Quad could be screaming. Inhale, small movements, pull away, lift the chest, engage, exhale, keep the engagement, feel like you're trying to pull your foot away, but you bring it towards you, and then find your sticking point. Keep going until the thigh says enough, and hold. It's not going to be the same as your deep stretch, or at least your disengaged stretch when you disengage all the muscles and you just go hook, and then your heel comes towards you. Keep the engagement. Now, relax. Let the leg go, no slingshots, and just gently come down onto the forearms or even onto your blocks, and relax. There could be a lot going on in that right hip, left hip right now, around the piriformis, the ischial-tuberous ligament as well. And we're now familiar with that ischial-tuberous ligament, which is very tight. It can become bone-like. And we want to do these kind of opening movements so that this ligament doesn't hold too tight when it comes to labor. We can let go. When we work deep in our bodies, we work deep into our minds, and we can move gracefully into the process of truly trusting our body to do what it needs to do when it needs to do it. Opening your palms back. Gently slide back onto all fours. And we're going straight into a downward facing dog again. Feel both sides of the body. Relax the neck. Sturdy dog. You want to migrate the shoulders away from the neckline and then cut the armpits up as you press firmly into the palms and relax your neck. So doing yoga this way really hydrates the fascia. So you need to drink lots of water afterwards, but you'll feel the hydration of the fascia. It'll give a stretchiness to your whole body. Bring the right shin forward into your pigeon. Keep the left toes tucked under. Reach for your blocks. Extend strongly through your arms. You might want the second level of blocks, actually. Now, engage that left leg super strong. Even the glute, feel the engagement. Press up high onto the ball of the foot. Keep the engagement and then push into the blocks and pulse your hip down as far as it'll go, but don't lose the engagement in that left leg. Lift. These are small movements, but feel how engage the muscles and then engage the body down with a bit of resistance into the fullness of the shape. And notice what happens in those spaces as the fascia goes, finally, she's taking me into the stretch with the muscles. And this time that you bring it down, keep engaged. Strong engage through the left leg. Drop the hips slightly, engage, hold. Left leg can catch a shadow with these kind of stretches. Then gently release that left leg. Flip the block down to the lowest level. Place your left palm on the block. If you need the other block underneath your right hip, put it there. Flip your left foot up. Flex the foot and see if you can catch the ankle. If you can't, you can rest out in your pigeon immediately. Then sway your chest slightly towards the front of the mat. Resist, pull away, lift through the heart. And then resist, pull towards you, pulse the heart forward slightly. Resist the pull forward. and then resist the press back. So the ankle and the foot is firmly engaged with each other as you engage the muscles and kind of resist the movements as you draw towards and away. All the fascia around the quadricep is going, oh my God, that feels amazing. It can also feel super intense, Terry, super intense. So if you just need to loosen the body up, do whatever feels good for you. When we learn to hydrate the fascia in this way, it can also bring up like emotional heat. Finally, resist, bring that heel towards you, go to your place, wherever that is, your deepest place. Keep the slight resistance, keep the muscle active. Very conscious stretching, so use the breath mindfully. And gently release, be careful of the knee, please, and come on down into complete relaxation. Good. Nice, gently, come on up. Once again, we're going to move straight into our downward facing dog. So just come out carefully, listen gently to that right hip, tuck toes. 3 deep breaths in down dog, longer exhale breaths, feel. Please come onto all fours. Now, in pregnancy, particularly when you're coming towards labor, the pelvis, if it's slung under and stuck here, it doesn't have capacity to tilt forward and drop baby deeper. So I want you to feel into the tilt of the pelvis when we do Upavishwakonasana, wide-legged forward fold with the block. I'm going to turn my back to you because I want to show you how we use the block. So you're going to sit on the edge of your block so that your seat bones are on the edge of the block and your perineum is actually off the block. So you're not sitting with the perineum pushing into the block. The seat bones are on the edge of the block. Then take your legs out in a wide V shape, flex the feet. Now, when you sit down into the block, the perineum will be off the block and you'll kind of feel a little bit of a downward forward tilt already. So try to slide your fingers into the corners of your block. There. Flex your feet stronger, engage the quads, get your fingers under the corners of the block, and now lift the block, tilt the pelvis, and then flip the block out. And your perineum is now in contact with the earth with that deep pelvic tilt. The tip of the hip bones will also be tilted now as you've slipped off the block and the tilt of the hip bones comes forward. So it's not here and here, it is rotation forward. So posterior tilt of the tail and an anterior tilt through the bones. Walk your palms forward, press into the palms, flex the feet, inhale, look up, pull the chest forward, pull it into your hands, and then push into your hands and exhale, chin to chest, ground. Feel the tilt of the pelvis, please. Ground the seat bones, then tilt the perineum forward, the pubic arch forward, lift the chest, and round. One more time. You'll feel the inner thighs burn a little. And back, round. And this time, feel that anterior rotation. Feel the tilt. Walk your hands forward. You can ballast with the arms, or you can come onto the forearms, or if you're Stella, you can spread yourself thin and take yourself all the way down to the ground like butter over toast. Go for it, Stella. So Perry, give me a thumbs up if you can now start to feel, Perry, that forward tilt of the pelvis. Sometimes in these forward folds, we really get stuck here, but I can see that there's now space. I can see your hip bones have given you a bit of space. Are you feeling it? Yeah. Amazing. And you know, that skill has been lost by many women, which also loses us the skill of birthing, because we're addicted to chairs and the tailbone sort of sits up and we've lost the skill of rotation through the pelvis. And in losing that skill, we lose the primal skill of birthing because we sit in chairs too much. And this is the modern anomaly. It's insane. And then we have to do yoga to come back to our primal skills. All of us. My forward folds took time for me to get into. It's very interesting. Walking your palms back, gently unlock the knees. And now I am going to ask you to do something that may feel slightly weird, but just make your way up in any way that feels good for you to stand. Stand with your feet more than hips distance apart. And then just feel into your hips a little and begin to shake your arms out. And then just start to and feel into the looseness of your body. Oh. Feel the shoulders as you work into the arms. Let the hips move. What's the mobility? Ooh. And just let it out. Sound if you need. Oh. And then coming to stand, just allow yourself like little liquid movements through your body. Closing your eyes as you stand with your feet slightly more than hips distance. And just small little movements. Do you feel freedom in your arms? Do you feel freedom in your shoulders? Work those shoulders a little. How do the hips feel? How does baby feel in womb space? And when you move into the joints, what is the freedom? How do the muscles feel right now? Open, stretchy, and then come towards stillness now. And come to center and listen into the mind. How does the mind, the brain space feel after all that fascial release and stretching? The fascia is almost like an enteric nervous system. And when we become traumatized, the fascia holds the trauma and it almost crystallizes and doesn't give us range, motion, freedom. And our emotions then become trapped and stagnant within the stagnant fascial network. And when we work in the fascia this way, we can release some of those trauma responses. We become autonomous, fully sovereign in our own bodies. We invite some of that trauma to release. And we communicate with the fascia, which communicates through the nervous system, which communicates with the muscles. And in turn, the fascia says, full body breath, and we are okay. We are perfect in this moment. That's it. We feel so good. Taking hand to baby, hand to heart. Feel into that goodness. Trust in that goodness. You've created it for yourself here. You're solidly in the goodness. And then we can take that wholesome goodness out into the world, rub it off on other people, and they too can feel goodness. As you close your eyes here, notice that there is light and color. And what is it? What is the color you're picking up in your own resonance? What is the color you're picking up around your baby? As we've opened the pathways of our bodies, so we open to our deeper perception and intuition, and we can see with an eye deeper than our eyeballs. cosmic burger of all radiance and vibration. Soften the ground of our being and carve out a space within us where your presence can abide. For you are the ground condition, the birth power and the fulfillment, as all that is gathered and made whole once again. Namaste, my friends. I honor you. I honor your journeys. It is such a privilege to take them with you. Please take your relaxation and enjoy. So much love to you all. Have a wonderful day. Why not? Why not?